Welcome back to Switch to Linux. We are here testing out Ubuntu Budgie 1804. So this is Bionic Beaver's Ubuntu. And so I've just installed this. This is actually installed on a hard drive. And so we're kind of seeing quite a bit better what this is going to look like. And I have a few thoughts about it, so let's go ahead and dive in. Before I get into that, the first thing I guess I'll say is, Budgie is one of these desktop environments that I kind of like. I find that it gets a little boring after a while, but I do kind of like the desktop. Somebody said you have to run a modern desktop environment. This would be it. So what we're going to do, this is going to be the first of a series of videos, is this is what I'm going to run on my media PC for a little bit. But what I want to do is, this is just kind of the initial install. What does everything look like out of the box? And then after I get a chance to play with it for a couple of days, maybe on Thursday or so, I'll come back and do another video where I will talk about how I've actually built this up. So this is technically a quote-unquote production computer. And as being a production type computer, then this is what I'm actually going to work on. Now, it's not a main production computer, so this is still a beta, so it is a beta build, and we want to just go ahead and have a look at what we see. And so out of the box, the only real things I've changed, I set the clock to be AM PM format, and I installed the GOVC view application and the simple screen recorder application so that we can actually record the screen and things like that. Other than that, I don't think I did anything else. Oh, I guess I put the icons on the desktop. So the desktop is set as an active desktop by default, but none of the icons are on that. That's just something that you set up in the desktop, the Budgie desktop settings. That's one of the things I like about Budgie, is it gives you a lot of the GNOME feel without giving you a lot of the lack of customization. So I can choose my my styles here. Here's my desktop. Like I said, the desktop icon was turned on, but these next three, home directory, network servers, and trash, is turned off. Everything else, we can adjust some other things. We can move the panel from the top to the bottom, whatever. I'm actually going to try this for a while, just the way they have installed it. Having your, what is that? Plank. Having Plank started and with the desktop bar on top. I'm just going to try it, just exactly the way they kind of want you to. So that's kind of what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and start by looking at the software that is installed. So coming under your accessories, we have Caffeine installed by default. And I can see over here, it looks like it's actually turned on, but it's actually not. I think. I can't tell. Okay, so I guess that's kind of on. So I guess it is installed and able to be activated, but it's not activated by default. I found for this that this is actually something is important. I'm not sure if this was a bug or whatever, but I launched the computer, I turned it on, and then I went to write for an hour. So I came back, of course, the screen turned off, the system went into hibernation apparently, and I come back in, and the drive is still spinning, the drive is blinking, then the top of the computer was blinking, never seen it do that before, so I'm like, well, let's go ahead and just push that, and it came right back on. So I guess it hibernated, but when it came back, the network connections were dead. It said that there were Wi-Fi connections, so I could have got onto a wireless connection, but my actual landline connection did not work once the computer came back from being suspended. So I'm not sure exactly what the issue with that was. But anyway, Caffeine is there and it works. Well, I mean, it is installed and ready to use. I activated it, so I will see if it works over the next couple days, so I will be able to report on that. We have Calculator, Files, Gedit, we have Maps, we have Plank, and we have Weather. Let's go ahead and have a look at the Weather app here. Let's see what this says. You have to search for location. Reading Regional Airport, Reading Regional Airport. All right, well, let's see if I can figure out how I can change that. Let's do State College. There you go, State College, Pennsylvania. So there we have our weather app. I'm curious if I can, how I can actually put that anywhere. Well, I guess I can see the weather app. I will investigate how I can actually put that up there if I have to do like some type of GNOME extension or whatever else. But there's our weather map, so that seems to work. Let's go ahead and see if that remembers my location. No, it does not. Apparently I have to do something else to get it to remember the location, so there's just something else more to it than that. I'll play with that and report back how that works. Here's your maps. I'll just leave that over here, see if that actually turns into something. All right, under your games, we have Solitaire, Mahjong, Mines, Sudoku, graphics. We have G-Thumb, Libre Draw, Simple Scan. We have Chromium. Chromium, so it's neat to see Chromium being installed by default in place of Firefox. I'll probably install Firefox or WaterFox or Palmood. I'm going to install 2 or 3 other browsers because I try and keep a variety of browsers on my media PCs. Yeah, apparently this guy's... I guess I maybe have to turn on something. I don't know. Alright, well, I'll have to figure out how to use the map system later. Bye-bye, Mr. Maps. Then it has Geary Mail. I am not sure why more and more distros are using Geary Mail. This has got to be the worst mail client ever. Thunderbird, not bad. Evolution, not bad. Most distros don't come with Evolution. I think Fedora does or used to. Geary Mail, the reason I hate it is so geared towards this modern day use of email, which is sloppy, lazy, and inappropriate. It only checks email with one mail protocol, that being IMAP. Which I do not always recommend using because you're relying on some cloud server somewhere else to keep all of your email. You should be keeping copies of your email on your computer. This system does not allow you to do that. And it's just so limited in what the thing can do. And so I have no idea why more and more computers are coming with this. I'm probably just going to uninstall that. I will note that in the installation process, there is nothing in there about data collection, so I don't know if they're data collecting yet, but the option to do a minimal install was available. I did not do the minimum install. The minimum install will give you the operating system, and it will give you the tools. It will not give you the other applications. So I'm presuming that if you did that, then you'd have that. Kitty, you want to say anything? Meow, 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 meow. Thank you, Kitty. All right. So otherwise we have LibreOffice Draw, Impress, Writer, Calculations, or spreadsheets. We do have Cheese, GNOME MPV. Of course, I installed the GTK UVC video viewer, and I installed Simple Screen Recorder. We also have Rhythmbox over here. I believe the MPV is for playing video, I think. System tools, we have Budgie Applets, Budgie Themes, Budgie Welcome. Let's go ahead and have a look at the Budgie Applets. I don't remember actually seeing that unless it's inside of the screen here. Okay, so here's some nice applets. So this is actually something I have not seen before. So I'm not sure if this is something specific for a newest version or not. But let's go ahead and see what else we have. Display the time across multiple time zones. There's a calendar applet. Let's go ahead and install that. Countdown timers, desktop, showtime, display the date and time on the desktop. So this is the applet that's giving me the time and the date over there. So I'm going to want to figure out how to adjust that. Let's see, display pop-up in the panel when a USB is connected. So that is already installed. Global menu applet. That might be something that's useful. Hot Corners Applet. I did not see that. I was looking for the Hot Corners thing. I remember them saying that that was something that was available. I didn't see it. We'll go ahead and look for that. Show the previews of Windows. Hey, I want to remove that. That is the one thing in Windows 7 I cannot stand. Hovering over the taskbar and you get a big old thing up there that interferes with my day more than anything. All right, quick note applet, screen rotation. We don't need screen rotation. I really don't pick up my monitors and rotate them around. So let me just go ahead and get rid of some things. So I'm liking the ability to install a lot of different applications. So that's kind of a cool function. Here's your Budgie welcome screen. Now the welcome screen does not show up when you first run the system. It'd be kind of neat if they had this on here, particularly for new users. I usually disable them the first time, but it did not show up for me. You can just turn that on and click this button down here to turn it on, I think. Well, I don't know. Seems to not be working quite as well. Can I please show me some indication? I don't know. But anyway, that is available there. Let's see now if we can find some of these, how to do some of these applets. Budgie Themes. There's your Budgie welcome screen. Shutdown, restart. Software is just the GNOME software tool. Software updater, users. Various preferences, which you can get to all of them right inside your settings panel here. Okay, so here's the background. I actually don't want to change this. I really like this background. I'm going to see what else we have as options, but I really like that background they give you by default. So you got a lot of a couple neat options there. I just love that default one. That's pretty cool. So here's your notifications. You can turn on or turn off notifications for different things. Here's your search bar. I don't think I need search for weather. Okay, online accounts. So what I might actually do over here is connect to the Nextcloud. This is actually a neat feature that was put into Linux Mint in 18.3, the online accounts, and I have this connected to my Nextcloud. It basically just mounts the drive for your Nextcloud, so I can easily drag and drop files to and from my Nextcloud instance. Okay, so privacy. So problem reporting is automatic. I'm gonna actually this is beta, so I'm gonna leave it on. On any production system that's not a beta, I would turn that off. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it on because this is beta. Location services is turned off by default, so that's good. Here's your computer name. Here's your sound. I could plug this tablet in over here, see what that does under devices. So one of the things I'll probably do off camera is I'll plug in the printer, just see if that works. Here we can see we're in the Bionic Beaver development. So this is the system processes if anyone's interested in any of that. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of Geary. I'm going to change the default web browser. Or maybe I'll just use Chromium this time for the default browser and use Firefox for my YouTube browser. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with that. So that's all the software installed. I'm not sure where the other applets come into play. Maybe what I might need to do is go into the Budgie settings. That's probably what I need to do. So let's do Budgie desktop settings and then go into the top panel because this is where you add applets into your panels. So let's go ahead and see if those new applets I installed are here. So here's the Hot Corners applet. Let's go ahead and add that. I hate hot corners, but we're going to go ahead and see what that does for you folks that do like them. Let's go ahead and add another one. I think we added the weather, right? So I'm not seeing the like the weather applet and stuff. It's very possible that I would need to log out and log back in order to see those. So I will report on those other applets when I see them next. In the meantime, let's see. In dock mode, panel we'll use. So there's all that. And let's go ahead and move my hot corners. I'm just going to go ahead and move the hot corners over to there. So this then should give me options for these. So the top left, actions, expose all windows, expose current application, Budgie desktop settings, Raven notifications, toggle Raven. So if you do want to show any of those types of things, then you have the option to do those. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it off because I really don't like hot corners. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and just remove that one. But for those that like them, that is actually where you see those. This is the quick and easy notes thing. It's another one of these applets. I'm going to delete that. That one to me seems pretty useless. Let's see. There's a system tray. Nightlight. I've played with that thing once, and that was enough for me. To take those out. We do have a places up here in the corner, which is very nice. I'm kind of liking the way that they've added some of the functionality that I might need to get back to the desktop too quickly right on top of this. I am going to keep the icons on the desktop just in case, but we're going to go ahead and have a look at that. All right. So the other things I'm still looking for is the weather applet, which again, I think I will probably just need to log out and log back in. The one thing, though, I really kind of want to see how to do is how can I move this this thing here. I want to edit the time and the date on this. So let me see if I can figure that out. Okay, so here it looks as though we have Flatpak and Snap packages by default. Once again, we're back to our applets. Now, of course, some of these I said that I think I might need to log out, log back in to turn some of these on. But there's some of these like the desktop clock icon. I can't see how to do anything with it. Like, I hate the format. I hate the color. You are told that, and that quick note thing is driving me crazy. That is that quick note thing I took off from over here. It just keeps on popping up. It's actually kind of annoying. So what I can't see is how you can actually make adjustments. According to the release files, you should be able to make all sorts of adjustments to this thing over here. And I am not seeing the ability to do anything with that. So let's see if we can. And I tried checking the README for the thing. Let's just go ahead and see if I can find anything else on this. Let's check the desktop settings again. Okay, desktop, fonts, Windows. Yeah, this desktop clock application. I am not seeing. Let's see if I can find anything on the Ubuntu Budgie. Let's see, Ubuntu Budgie 18.04. Check on the release notes. See if there's anything about this thing. Okay, see Showtime, desktop clock with customizable colors. Once again, how do I customize the colors? How do I make adjustments to this thing? Can't find it in the release notes. Can't find it anywhere else. So this is the best I can do at this point in time because I don't like the thing. I would love to have it. I'd love to move it around. But as it is right now, it looks like crap. Can't find any information. So I'm just going to go ahead and wave bye-bye to it. Once again, we'll probably have to log out, log back in before I see any changes to that. So anyway, that's kind of where we are. Sounds a little negative at the start. Okay, that quick note is driving me mad. It's got to go away. That was the thing that I had actually took off from the panel up here. And for some reason, it keeps on just kind of repopping itself back up. So I think what I might need to do is, since I made some changes, I might need to log out of the desktop, log back into the desktop, and see if that resolves itself. It might, just taking it out of there. So we'll see what happens. So my next step off camera, I'm going to go ahead and install all the software I want to install. I'm going to see if I can't either figure out how to make adjustments to the clock or anything else like that. And then I'm going to, use this computer for a little bit of time, just to kind of get used to it and get it up and running. And probably on Thursday I'll be able to come on and talk more, and hopefully I will be able to just kind of show you what my setup is, how everything else functions, and I'll get the other issues resolved that I was talking about here. So anyway, this is just my first thoughts. Too early for me to say anything about it. Obviously, I like Budgie. Ubuntu's not bad. I'm not quite sure I care some of the direction they're going with some of their data collection, but I think that'll just be just something I look into. So I'll play around with the themes. I'll play around with the icons, kind of make this desktop my own, see what I like, see what I don't like, and report back on Thursday after I have my install built. And then I'll use this for a few weeks and then give you a full detail pros, cons review of the distro. So this is it out of the box. Again, this is with the default installation. You also have the minimal installation. I am going to change around some of the programs, reset some of the default applications, and things like that. So with that said, thanks for watching the video. Once again, you can check the links down below for how you can support the channel. There's some Amazon affiliate links down there. I have Patreon, patreon.com/TomM. There is merchandise stuff you can get. There's a little Switch to Linux water bottle. Shop.switchtolinux.com will have the full listing of all of that information there. So thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.